What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, all about pressure washing and quote IQ. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why Mike fired his call team, as well as giving you guys a big update on some news around some things that we're going to talk about here in just a second. Mike, how's it going?
It's going well, Justin. It is Friday. It is our day to go live. Normally we go live a little earlier than this, but somebody was not being respectful of my time.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that maybe next Friday. If you guys have any good ideas for these Friday videos, please leave them down in the comment section below. Because we're always open to good ideas, good topics. I mean, you guys always come in with some great questions. Me and Mike are going to be talking a little bit about call teams today. So something a little bit different. But we do have a big announcement to make, and we're going to make it first and foremost up front. We have actually released our own virtual Quote IQ call team. So me and Mike are super excited about this. We've been working on this for a long time. We're going to talk about a little bit why in this video, the importance of call teams, why Mike's been utilizing them over the past 10 years. But if you guys want to check it out, it's going to be the first link in the comment section and the description. You can actually try it for yourself. You can call it using this number. Mike's got a great video explainer right here. And we're running a founders deal for the virtual call team. So if you're somebody who's ever thought about maybe incorporating a call team in your company, you basically jump in on the founders deal because you're going to get unlimited minutes and no monthly overage fees. So we're going to go through the specifics on all this, but Mike, you want to say anything as well with regards to this news?
No, man, I am so excited, and we've been waiting impatiently for the most part to release this and get it out in front of you guys, because it is something that I have been using in my own business for, gosh, probably the last 13 years. We've had an answering service. And, we'll talk about the benefits of having an answering service. And it's obvious if you watch my channel, you watch Justin's channel. We talk about efficiency. We talk about communication. We talk about speed to the lead. And all of these things tie into what we're doing with the Quote IQ virtual call team. So yeah, I am super stoked, and I'm excited just to let everybody know about it.
Absolutely. So if you guys do want to check it out, like I said, first link in the comment section description, you can actually call into the call team. It's pretty cool. You can test it out for yourself. When you do call into the call team, I'll share the image with you guys one more time. When you do call into the call team, you'll actually get to see what it's like from the business owner's perspective. It's going to forward you a text of basically everything that was talked about within the call, a transcription of the call, name, number, all the pertinent information that's asked for, as well as a recording. So super cool. Definitely give it a try if you haven't already. Obviously you haven't because we just mentioned it, but definitely give it a shot before the end of the day. Mike, let's talk a little bit about why it's important to have a call team. You had one for 10 years. So why do you love them?
Okay. As a small business owner, it is very difficult to be in more than one place at one time, yet we wear all the hats in the business. Therefore, we are doing just about everything. We're answering the phone calls, we're answering the emails, the text messages, we're doing the work, we're fixing the equipment, we're doing the upkeep, we're doing the marketing, we're doing absolutely everything. And if you are trying to wear all these hats, you're going to drop the ball somewhere, right? And that's why we've done a lot of things, at least in my own business, with automation, with giving us the ability to kind of take ourselves out of the equation and allow technology to wear that hat and make our business that much more efficient. And so with all of that being said, we need to be able to get the customer on the phone as quickly as possible. And I've said it a million times. And the reason that I've had a call team for so long is, if a customer calls, or let's put it in this light, if I call any kind of business, I Google it, I pull it up, they rank high, I choose them, I call them, and I get a voicemail. I'm probably not going to leave a voicemail. If I do, I might. And then I'm going to call the next number, and I'm going to get somebody live, and that person is most likely going to get my business. In fact, there's statistics that like 97% of the businesses that answer the call first are the ones that actually get the job. They get the business, the service, the product, whatever it is, because people want that. They're calling you for a reason, right? And the reason is to get the information, the service, whatever it is. And if you're going to voicemail, or if they're going to voicemail, and then, 2 hours later, when you're done with the job that you're on, then you call them back and say, "Hey, John, yeah, I saw that I missed a call from you. Yeah, we've already gone with, another company. Oh yeah, I've already hired somebody else." Even today, with a call team and all the automation, I still get that because maybe I don't call them back within, an immediate, amount of time. Guess what happens? They call somebody else. So this is why I've got a call team in place. This is why it's so important to utilize technology to make your business that much better. So that was a long-winded version of, why. Because if you don't answer the phone, if they don't get somebody and you don't take their information and ensure them that somebody's going to get right back with them, they're calling somebody else. But if I get a service, if I call a number and they're like, hey, let me get all your information, I'm going to have Mike call you right back. Guess what? That appeases me, and I'm going to be waiting for that call. So,
right. And so that's essentially how we set it up, right? Not only is this going to answer every call the first time that it calls 24/7. So that means anytime out of operating hours, doesn't matter. It's answering the phone. But what it's also going to do is going to level up your company, right? Who else has someone answering the phones going, this is All American Pressure Cleaning. How can we help you? Like it's set up to kind of give your business that feel. This call team is actually, since it's AI, it's smart. So it knows zip codes. It knows what services you offer. It knows the higher tiers even offer scheduling. They integrate with scheduling. So Mike, do you want to talk a little bit about Mike had some hesitation when we first kind of discussed this whole thing. So Mike, kind of talk about your hesitation and why you ultimately decided like it would be a good idea without bringing in the negatives. Cause I want to talk about why Mike fired his current call team a little bit later.
So I was hesitant because, and maybe it comes with my age, I guess. I was a little bit hesitant to go into the virtual world, right? The AI driven call team, because I kind of was, I was like, hey, the folks that I use, they're good. They do a good job most of the time. And, it works. And so, we started to tinker with this. We dove into the mechanics of it all. And we started to work on this, and the initial versions, when I would call this and I would talk to the virtual assistant, it didn't feel right to me. But with technology as quickly as it's moving today, right? AI technology, like it's evolving, and this is scary, but it's also awesome. It's evolving at such a rapid rate. And it's even weird to use that word evolve, right? Because it truly is. It's learning, it's getting better, it's getting more fluid, it's getting every single day, every single call. And so it's come a long way, and it's going to continue to get better and continue to get faster. But I was hesitant because I thought it was lacking that little, that personal touch, but it's really not. I've had probably 30 to 40 people test it out for me. And the overwhelming majority of people are like, no, this is great. And not only is it great, but it's collecting all the information that I need, right? And there's no mistakes. There's no issues. There's not hold music. And we'll get into that in a second, but yeah.
Right. We're going to get into the negative. So for anybody just jumping into the live, we've essentially built a virtual call team.
Can you put up the link?
Yeah, it should be the first link in the comment section description. I don't know if it's going to pop in the live. Do you want me to put it like in the chat?
No, he's doing it.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, we're going to put it in the chat for you guys. But if you want to try it out, go to the website. You can call this number too. Like it's 912-689-3268. You can hear what the virtual assistant sounds like. And she's the best one. We tested a bunch of different ones. Like Mike said, we went through a bunch of iterations of kind of generations of the software. And it's to the point now, we would never release anything we didn't personally believe in and that we wouldn't personally use. And that was the big thing. Early on, Mike was like, I don't want to do it. It just doesn't feel right. But as we developed it and we got closer and closer, now he's to the point where like, it's a no-brainer. We've tested it with everybody that we know and they all love it. So be sure, check out second link in the comment or first link in the comment section description. Go try out the call team, call the number, and it's going to forward you a text. Okay. So I want to address a couple of people in the chat, Mike. We got Chris. What's up? Back from camp. Chris. Miguel's in here. Hola from Quote IQ en Español. For anybody who doesn't know, we do have a Spanish channel if that's more of your flavor. You know what I mean? Hola, ¿cómo estás? AI really... Wait, what?
I said muy bien.
Muy bien. AI really going to be taking our jobs? How long till I can hire the AI pressure washing employee? Mike,
not soon enough.
Mike, if you could hire AI pressure washers, I'm sure you'd already have them out there, huh?
Well, dude, like one of someone that just did an onboarding call with Michael, our one of our support guys, or our main customer support manager.
Wait, can
He,
I tell them this, Mike? We don't bring
yeah,
anybody on the team unless their name is Mike, just so you guys
right,
know.
yeah,
Mike's are the head of every position besides Justin. Keep going, Mike.
exactly, right. We outnumber Justin by a lot, but
Severely, right?
Michael, who is our support manager, he texted us in our group chat yesterday saying, "Hey, I just got off a live demo with a company, and I can't remember where he said they were from, but they use drones to go like do skyscrapers and all kinds of crazy stuff. I've seen videos on it; it's wild. But I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get replaced. At least I hope not."
I hope not too. But of course, we'll see what happens. Little's Pressure Washing, good evening. And we definitely need a call team. We also fired ours and never revisited it, but need to as we continue to grow. Absolutely.
Hey, I would love to know, and you can message me offline if you don't want to say it, but
Yeah, Barry, don't put it in the chat. We can't. Are you
Barry,
saying
email me or DM me or do something, because I do want to know who you were using, because I bet we were using one of the same ones at least at one point.
And we're going to get into some of the troubles that Mike had here in just a bit. But we really appreciate Barry for being with us. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, be sure to check it out. Awesome pressure washing content. Can we agree to hit the thumbs up button? It's free, supports the channel. It's the least we can do to show appreciation. Appreciate it, Barry. Barry's also going to go test it out right now. If you guys want to do that, first link in the comment section description. It's also at myquoteiq.com. So you just got to go to the features tab and then click on the call team, and you can call it, try the number out for yourself. Okay, wait, we have a couple other questions and then we're going to get into it. Ernesto, hello, Justin, watching from South Texas, been watching for years now. Appreciate you, Ernesto. Your title, big update, reeled me in before I even realized it. Good job. Hey, come on. They don't call me the title king for nothing. Come on. Charlotte's Corner, hello, Big Mike. That's what they used to call him in high school. Mike's having flashbacks. Payne's Pressure Washing. What's up, guys? Good afternoon, Mike. Just bought a few ad videos. What's up, Tyler? We appreciate you for grabbing those. Hopefully, they're going to do really well for your business. If you guys haven't checked out QIQads.com, be sure to check it out. You get a free training, how I made over $13,000 with one video ad. And you can essentially copy my formula here. And he's referring to all these different ad templates that we have. We actually have a couple more ad templates coming soon. I think we have 2 painting ad templates, and we should have a fence cleaning ad template. So you guys be sure to stay tuned for those, because those are on the way. All right, so that's pretty much all the comments. I just want to make sure we get to everybody. If you guys have questions, leave those down below for us, and we'll get to them. Okay, so Mike said that he's had a call team for a long time, very important to his business. Mike, when should somebody go ahead and get a call team?
You should get a call team as soon as you can afford one, right? And that's also one of the reasons why we've kind of priced this where we've got it priced, because we want it to be attainable. We want it to be accessible to anybody, right? And essentially, and I say you should have it as soon as you can afford it, because having a call team in place is going to serve multiple purposes, right? It's not only going to make you look more professional, it's going to make you sound more professional. It's going to, when you're starting a business, sometimes we skimp on things and just the overall impression, right? They say that, first impressions are everything. And, if somebody gets some janky, hey, this is Mike with All American Pressure Clean. I can take a call right now. If you leave me a name number, I'll call you back later. Right. You hear that, or you hear, you call and you're like, hey, All American Pressure Cleaning, how can I help you today? Yeah, I'd like to get a quote. Great. What services are you looking to get? Perfect. Can you give me your name, your email, your phone number? And then that not only, so we're collecting the data, and with our system, they're going to text us and they're going to email us to our phones, which are attached to our hip all the time. Doesn't matter if you're up on a roof cleaning, if you're around the back, spraying off the chemical from a house, if you're out on a zero turn, taking care of business, you've got it with you. It dings. You look, hey, I need to take this. I'm going to call this person back. I'm going to hit them with a quote super fast. We're going to book the job, right? This is why I say you need to get it as soon as you can afford it. And honestly, if you can't afford it, shame on you, right? Because like right now, our tier 1, which is next to nothing, is like $99, I think, right?
Yep,
$99. Right. And we're waiving all overage fees for the first few folks that jump in. And that's going to be like, I just got hit with, well, we'll talk about that in a second, but yeah, get it as soon as you can. And what's $99 a month? If you do the math on that, that's what, like $1.50 a day or $2 a day, right?
Right.
Don't get don't buy a cup of coffee. If forego the Zyn or the whatever your vice is, right? The business is more important. Invest in your business because this is going to pay off. Something like this, if you just land one job because you didn't miss a call, right? It pays for it with that one call, that one job. So imagine, it's for me, it's just a no-brainer, right? I am not going to answer every single call. I do not want to answer every single call. There's no possible way I could answer every single call. We're all doing other things. We're busy. But if we've got somebody that can answer it and then, take all the information, not only that, it puts it into the CRM for us. So then, boom, you've got the message. You can go straight to the address, look up the property using Map Measure Pro with Street View, figure out the price, hit them immediately. And again, it's all about speed to the lead. And this is going to let you really just separate yourself from your competition and beat your competition to the quote almost every single time.
As you guys can tell, Mike is really passionate about call teams. And that's why we needed to bring this tool to you guys, because he's been utilizing it in his business for a very long time. Now, there was a couple of non-negotiables that we had when we built this software. First and foremost, if you guys didn't know, all other call teams have call forwarding. That was something that we did not want, okay? And that's personally, I did not want it, because in order to have call forwarding, you need to forward another line. And Mike was like, well, you should have a business line. But I was like, that's another expense that you're going to have to incur. So we've completely wiped that out for you guys. We have custom numbers, custom area codes, so that way you can use the area code that you service. And so that was number one, first and foremost. The other thing is you're going to level up your professionalism, right? Because now you have an answering service, going to answer on the first ring. You're not going to miss any calls. And then the last thing is it saves on the admin work. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of things here. This is the call tracking right here, right? So the call comes in, it gives you a transcription, it gives you a summary of the call, gives you the phone number, the address, and then you can easily add this contact right into your contacts. You don't have to go through and remember, like write down, oh yeah, Pam wanted a house wash and her number was this, and oh, Miss Pam's email is this. You don't have to write down anything. It does it all for you in the app. All you do is click add to contacts. It fills all that information. Boom, you're on to the next thing. So cuts down on ad work, professionalism. You get the customization of adding your own area code, as well as it's got call tracking. So if I asked everyone on this call, let's see how many people we got on here. 42 people. How many calls did you get into your business last month? I can guarantee you 99% of everybody does not know how many calls you got into your business. Now you do. So if you attach this to all of your marketing, you now know how many calls you have coming into your business. Now, we also put in an upgraded tier that allows you to know where those calls are coming from. So whether they're coming from Google, Facebook, whatever the case may be. So now you've leveled up your tracking. You also get call transcriptions and recordings that you can listen to. And if you get the upgraded version, which is the pro version, you actually get to pick the voice of your team. And little surprise for you guys, we actually cloned Mike's voice. And so, I really don't like listening to him, but if you guys want to use him to answer all of your calls, that's something that you can do now as well. So Mike, you want to add anything to that?
Well, you kind of were poking fun at the fact that we cloned my voice and nobody would really want to use that. Although somebody's wife I know, yours, keeps calling my service, listening to the voice. It's true.
Okay, a little Easter egg for you guys, because we're gonna let you guys in because y'all are hanging out with us on this call. We actually tried to launch with Mike's voice, but we wanted to leave it like as a little Easter egg inside of there. And so, if you guys do want to test his voice out, you can test it out inside of the app. But we thought it'd be a lot better to have a woman, because Mike is,
I'm abrasive.
I'll be honest, he's kind of an asshole. So we have a woman's touch.
I was going with abrasive,
right.
But if the shoe fits, sometimes you just slip it on and you wear it, right?
That's right. So,
but
okay,
I wanted to talk. We were talking about some of the pros, right?
Right.
Of cost effectiveness is key, right? Imagine, do some research and see what other services are charging. But
that's why
imagine
I hiring the phone number too, Mike. Right? Because in order to have these other services, you have to have a call forwarding, right? You would talk a little bit about. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, no, and that was one of my reservations initially too, was, and Justin had mentioned that, when we were talking about it, he was like, well, I want independent phone numbers that, that you don't have to forward, right? Every call service that I have, like I have to transfer my business number, which is fine. If you've got an established business and like, it's on all of your marketing, you can have that phone number transferred into the call team, right? You can do it on your phone, very simply. You can do it on your, everybody's got the option to do a call forwarding. You can still forward calls to the service if you've got an existing number. That's how mine is set up, right? But I was a little apprehensive because I was like, no, like they don't need that. Like, yeah, just forward your business line. And he's like, well, a lot of folks that are just starting up, how much does a phone line cost, right? Like you got to buy the phone, you got to get a new line. But if you've just got this, boom, put it on all of your advertising, on your marketing. And there you go. The other amazing thing is you can use this to like A/B split test your marketing, right? If you want to put, you can get 2 different numbers in the second tier for your call team. So if you wanted to have 2 different separate lines, one for bandit signs, one for, whatever.
Facebook. Right.
Facebook. Yeah. And then you can really kind of dial in on where the volume of calls is coming. Everything is really cool.
Yep. So that was another reason, right? The bandit signs. That's a big one that we get on the channel a lot. Is guys saying, "Hey, somebody called me from a bandit sign and said, you got to come pull this up, or we're going to call the police." Yada yada yada. Well, this is good. Disguise it behind a call team, right, Mike?
Yeah. If somebody calls you and tries to find you, say, "Yeah, you can find my AI robot if you can find it."
Right. So that was one of the beautiful things, right? Is you can kind of hide behind the number a bit. A couple of other things was, like we said, there are going to be minute limits on tiers, but for the first couple of people that jump in and sign up, you're actually going to get no minute limit. So if it's something that you're interested in and sounds good, I would definitely go check it out. Like I said, first link in the comment section and the description. Mike, let's kind of get into the drama a little bit. Why did you want to drop your call team that you were using?
Okay,
wait. Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry, Mike. I don't want to interrupt you. It's the funniest thing because me and Mike presented this idea, right? Mike was kind of against it. I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory so you can kind of understand. He's like, you know what, Justin, I don't know. It doesn't sound right just yet. And this was kind of before we put the work in to really make it sound good. And for you guys, Barry tested it out. I just did it. Everything was streamlined. Safe to say I'll be using it. Sounded real and had 0 issues. Exactly. Mike was a little against it. So I was like, Mike, let's call your call team. See what they have to say. Mike, do you want to talk a little bit about what happened?
Well, yeah. And so we were listening to the initial, our initial version. And I was like, no, I'm not going to use it. I will not have my customers call my business line and get this because it sounded so robotic. It didn't sound like genuine. And I wanted that. And so I said, and then we were discussing the scripts and what were the questions that needed to be asked. So we were on a call just like this, and Justin and I were on, and I've actually got a recording. I'll probably make a video out of it just because. And I call my business line, and it rings and it rings and it rings, and then a lady picks up and says, "All American, please hold." And I did, and I think it was for like, what was it, 90 seconds?
Oh no, Mike, it was over 2 minutes.
Okay, over 2 minutes. 90 seconds and 2 minutes is not that far off, so I don't sound so dumb.
Okay, it is far off.
The point is
they charge you by the minute though, right, Mike?
There are multiple plans that people can get on, and there's usually like a base price, and then you get X amount of minutes for that base price, and then you're charged an overage, additional minutes if you go above and beyond. Now, most businesses probably will never go above and beyond until you start really growing and scaling and you've got, massive lead flow. I do have massive lead flow, and I do get, like, I just got an invoice the other day, or I guess last month or whenever. It was like $600 and something in overages because it's the busy time of year, right? Which is fine. It serves its purpose, but the point of it is we get charged by the minute, right? And so that hold time is I'm getting charged for the customer sitting on hold. And by no means do I think that is an intentional thing by the call. I think they are understaffed. I think they are answering a bunch of calls for a bunch of different people. And when they do that, they can't answer every single call. So inevitably, somebody is going to get put on hold until they get off the phone with whoever and get back on the line. But what happens when you get somebody like me that calls and gets put on hold for a price on pressure washing? Clank. I ain't staying on, right? I'm going to the next company. And now I've got a bad taste in my mouth about the first company because, hey, All American, please hold. Nothing, just hold and shitty music. Unacceptable. And so I was unbelievably embarrassed because I always touted the fact that my answering service was amazing, right? And they do a good job. They've done a good job. But there are things that I think they can do better. With us, you ring, first ring, you get an answer. Somebody picks up. There's no waiting, right? And again, it goes back to the Amazon mentality, the Google mentality, where people want instant gratification. And when I call and it answers and starts asking me what I need, that's what I want. So, with all of that being, said, that was a very embarrassing thing. And all I wanted to do was get, kind of understand the questions that they were asking because, we know what they asked because we get, the information. But it was a rude awakening for me. And from that point on, I was like, we out. And we went full bore moving forward and investing the time, the energy, and the money to build this, not only for myself. And quite frankly, everything has been pretty selfish, right? Everything that we've built, Justin, has been because that's how I wanted to do it, right? Right. We've taken the best. Mike. Hey, and it's paid off for everybody else. So you're welcome.
Right. There you go. So anyway, we took all the best pieces, we put it into this, and we got it to the point where it's really good now. So if you guys haven't tried it already, I'll throw it up here one more time. You guys can check it out, myquotaiq.com. There's going to be a link in the comment section description. Try it for yourself. Call the number, answer all the questions. It's going to then send you a transcription as if you were the company receiving the transcription from your customer, which is one of my favorite parts, right? Talk about screening out who you do and do not want to do business with. This was okay. So one of my biggest things that I love about this software is it protects you from solicitors. Okay. So Mike didn't feel like this was as big of a benefit. Mike is more speed of the lead, which I definitely agree with. I think that's incredibly important. But if you're not taking yourself away from the people that want to time suck you, like, when you answer the phone and like, hey, we noticed your Google listing, there's an issue here, we want to build a website for you, or hey, Angie's Leads or Yelp, or there's like 500 different solicitors that can call you. And so this is the best way, in my personal opinion, to screen those people out. Mike, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, no, the way that you said it there was way more intelligently posed than when we previously. It was way more eloquent than when you and I previously talked, because like for me, but a great point, because what Justin said to me the other day, because I was like, this is not an important talking point. Like nobody yeah, it's a solicitor. You hang up, right? Well, I haven't been answering my own calls for like 10 or 11 years now. Right. And so it's not something that was on my radar. Like if I get a message and it's clearly somebody that's trying to sell me something, I just delete it and move forward. But to your point, Justin, absolutely. Our time is so valuable, especially when we are the only people in the business, or if we've got just a couple employees, right? We got to be as efficient as possible. And this allows us to, remove the tire kickers. I get messages all the time from, and this is again, something why we built it this way. I'll get to, like people will Google and they'll find us, or they'll see us on, whatever. And they'll call and be like, yeah, I live in Columbia, South Carolina, and I want to get a house wash. Well, okay, we don't service Columbia, South Carolina. That's like 3.5 hours away. And why are you calling me? Right. But if I was answering every single call, or I get a call, it's like, hey, Judy left a voicemail and it was, here's the phone number. And I take my time and I call Judy and, oh, hey, yeah, I wanted to get a pressure washing. Oh, what, tell me a little bit more. Do you want this? Do you want that? And can I get the property address? Yeah, it's, Main Street in Columbia, South Carolina. And I've just wasted 5 minutes of my time talking to Judy, who doesn't know how to use Google, and called a business in Savannah. And now that's wasted time. So one of the things that we built into our virtual call team is the ability for us as the business owners to put in the zip codes that we want to service, right? And we ask for the address as one of the key components of this service. And if the zip code doesn't match what we've entered, they say, hey, we're sorry, we don't service that zip code. So, it's just great. All of the things that I've learned that have wasted my time and also made me more efficient, and at the end of the day, made us more money. That's what we built in here, as we do with all of the products. Quote IQ. It's built for efficiency. It's built to make your business better managed, so you can use data driven. You can make data driven decisions based on all of the input. So it's just again,
It's really nice. Yeah.
I'm really passionate. Yeah, I love it.
You are really passionate about call teams, but we do it for a reason, because it's like it serves all the purposes that you need. So I believe Panhandle Power Washing said that they just got here. So let's take a look at it real quick. We're talking about our call team. Let me actually knock this down real quick. We're talking about our call team. If you guys haven't already checked it out, it's going to be linked in the comment section description. You can try it for yourself. What, Mike?
Yeah, this guy said, hey, can we call it?
Yeah. Oh, you want to call it on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it. Let's call it.
Okay, I'll do it. Hold on.
You want to call it? Okay, Mike, call it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Which one should I call my own?
Your call. Doesn't matter. Either one.
Yeah, let's do that. Hold on.
Well, no, I want them to see the transcription that comes through, so then you can show them.
Thanks for calling All American Pressure Cleaning. How can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to get an estimate on a house wash.
Excellent. Let me get your information and have our owner, Mike, reach back out to you. What's your first and last name?
Mike Vadan.
What's a good phone number to reach you at?
912-444-4444.
Okay, thank you. And what's the best email address so we can send you a copy of the quote? And can you spell it out for me, please?
MIKE@gmail.com.
Thank you. What is your street address? City and zip code.
123 Main Street, Savannah, Georgia, 31405.
Okay, thank you. What services were you hoping to get a quote on?
I needed a house wash and a driveway cleaning.
Perfect. Last question. Where did you hear about us?
Google.
Okay, excellent. I will send this over and have our owner, Mike, reach back out to you as soon as possible. Have a nice day.
Thank you. And tell Mike he's very handsome. Okay. So, I mean, pretty good. And this thing just continues to get better. And so it's
one thing I was hoping that you were going to do, Mike, is tell them that you wanted like landscaping or something, because if you mention a service that's not in your service description.
And I just got the virtual call team and we're never going to be able to see it. How do I do it, Justin? It doesn't matter. I'll screenshot it and send it to you. I also got a notification on my phone. It just popped up. You got a call, virtual calls. Anyway, I'm going to send this to
yeah, send it to me. I'll pop it up. But had Mike said that we want landscaping, or he wanted a landscape service, it would have said, hey, we don't offer landscaping. And also, if Mike would have mentioned a zip code that was outside of the zip codes that he serviced, it would have said, hey, we don't service that zip code. So there you go. Handsome SOB. Nice. We appreciate that, Todd.
Okay, it's on your you've got the call log.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to add this in.
Okay.
The other thing that I think is kind of overlooked is how these calls actually take you out of your day. So if you're somebody that's, washing, like you're on the job, imagine like having to stop every time you get a call and answer it. And you know what I mean? Instead, you could stop and just look at the notification. And so that way, whether it's a school district that has 12 schools in the district that want to be serviced, or it's a lady that just wanted to get her back patio cleaned, you'd know the difference and you know who to call. Or it's a solicitor. Like, you don't want to have to take every single call and get away from the truck because it's loud, and it just really helps you to kind of stay in the business and also answer all the phones. So that's what we're all about. We're all about helping you guys in every way we can and setting up the automations to make everything easier. That's where the text and email automation comes in. That's where, making this admin work easier. Mike, you talk a little bit while I add this in.
Well, yeah. And so, again, we talk about the cost effectiveness of it. It's unbelievably inexpensive in the grand scope of things when you're comparing it to, hiring a traditional call service, hiring possibly an admin person to answer calls for you, even if it's, like a virtual admin person that, like you can find these people and maybe they don't speak the best English, but they'll still answer the phone calls. Probably not the look that you want for your business. Most importantly is it's 24/7 and it's going to pick up immediately, right? A lot of times I have had, with some answering services, they don't have people around the clock, right? They just don't. And so when it's an off hour phone call, it goes to a voicemail. And then the next morning I get a little email or a text notification if they offer that service. And, that's not sufficient. I want to be able to react with lightning speed to these people that are coming into my business, because at the end of the day, it's the people that are coming into our business that are going to allow us to make money and scale and grow. And if we're not able to capture all those leads, then we're doing ourselves a disservice and doing our business a disservice. So I think just having the 24/7 availability is huge.
I want to give you guys like a really secret tip right here. Okay. So if you're watching, this will be worth the cost of the call. Businesses on Google, when a business is searched, what Google does is prioritize the listings based on who's open. So if a customer searches up pressure washing after the hours of like 5 p.m., so from 6 until 9 a.m. the next day, I would say probably 90% of pressure washing businesses are going to say that they're closed. When you have the ability to say that you're open for 24 hours a day, your rankings are going to boost in those off hours that those other businesses are out, and you don't have to take the calls in because you have a call team in place. So a little bit of a ranking trick for you guys, but something that's very beneficial, and now you have the resources in order to execute on it. So this is what it looks like when it comes through. Mike, you want to talk through it a little bit?
Yeah, and so this is super cool, right? And what Justin has scratched out here is the actual number that the call came from, okay? So what this means is if your competition is calling you to get pricing or to whatever, you're going to have their real phone number, not just the one that they tell you. So we're giving you both the phone number that that was dictated, but also the actual phone number where the call is coming from. Very important, because like I don't know how many times I have gotten a message from my service and it was the wrong email address or it was the wrong phone number. And I'm calling the phone number and they're like, you're calling the wrong number, or it's disconnected, or whatever the case is, right? It was a human error that happened. And that phone number it doesn't exist. So then I have to call the answering service and I'm like, hey, can you guys re-listen to that call? Oh, we don't record calls. Or we'll have to look in the logs, or we don't have that accessibility. We just have the number that, we took down, and we took down the wrong number. Sorry. Well, what if that was an apartment community? What if that was, a huge warehouse? And now I'm out $40,000, $50,000 because of human error. Mistakes happen, but it doesn't happen when you have the things that we put in place, right? The actual phone number. So say for whatever reason, it didn't pick it up, right? Yes, we've got the phone number. We've also got a recording of the call so we can listen to this call. You get an email, you get a text, you can go into the app and listen to the call, right? The actual call, both sides of the call. And you get their email address, you get their street address, everything that they need, the reason for the call, as well as the transcription and the summary. I mean, this is amazing. Obviously, they misspelled my last name, which is fine, but this is invaluable. I get a text message, I get an email. The something that doesn't happen anymore is what was it called, where everybody had to get their business phones pre-qualified in order to send text messages. It was a whole thing like Twilio, where we had to jump through hoops in order just to be able to send text messages, right? Well, when all this went through, and I think it was February of this year, it was like a federal thing that said, if you're running a business and you're sending business text, you have to be pre-qualified. And it was a process. It took time, and you have to pay to do this. Now, the downside of the service that I was using is I was like, hey, I'm not getting text messages anymore. Every time a customer calls in, I just get the email. Well, text, it pops up immediately. Boom, it's in your face. Emails, I might look at it every once in a while, right? But with the service that I was using prior to this, they were like, yeah, you got to pay us an extra X amount to get it set up, and X amount per month in order to receive text messages. And I was like, well, what the hell am I paying you for? So what we've done is we've included text messages to your phone, emails to your inbox, and notifications on your phone. So there is no possible way that you're not going to get notified every single time the Quote IQ virtual call team answers your phone.
Exactly. Now, Maybe we could look. We're gonna look at the tiers here in just a second because we tiered it out. We also have a third tier coming, which has some really cool stuff that I want to share with you guys. Big shout out to Mike T. Mike says Mike is definitely smoking hot. As if we don't know enough Mikes here. Throw Mike T onto the list. Mike T sent me a video. He's got a cool little catchphrase. His name it's soap is key. Mike T, something like that. I forgot what exactly it was, but it's pretty good. So shouts out to Mike T. It looks like he put this on your channel, Mike. I'm not sure, but I will do my okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. If you guys have any questions, leave those down in the comment section for us. We're going to jump to those here in just a second. I do want to walk you guys through the tiers real quick. Once again, if you guys haven't checked out the virtual call team, it's going to be linked in the comment section in the description. Founders deal, you get unlimited minutes, no monthly overages fees for the first people that sign up for this. Obviously, we can't do it for everybody because the calls are expensive, but we want to make sure that for anybody who wants to be, get in on the front end, you have that access. So we got the call tracking, the call logs, call transcriptions, and then you get to choose the voice of your team depending on what tier you go with. I'm getting a call. Sorry, you guys. All right, so we have 3 different tiers here. We got Light, Pro, and Elite. Now, if you guys do want to get this, you actually have to go through the website. It cannot be purchased through the app. So all you'd have to do is go into your Quote IQ, scroll down to subscription packages, and then you have the Virtual Call Team Pro and Virtual Call Team Lite. So, okay, so Lite comes with 1 agent, so you get 1 phone number. Call tracker, you get to pick your number and area code, which we kind of talked about earlier, as well as you get the in-app alerts and call transcriptions. Now, if you guys want to go with the Pro, though, you're going to get 2 agents. You're going to get text and email alert transcriptions, and then you're going to get the script upgrade, so that way it's better call tracking. It actually asks where the person found out about you, as well as you get the voice selection, so you get to pick the voice of your call team. And then Elite, we're actually really excited about this one. You're going to get 3 agents. You're going to get more minutes a month. You get to customize your call script, so you can actually go in there and customize what the AI is saying. And then you get voice cloning, which is how we got Mike's voice in the app. If you guys want to check that out, be sure to, obviously jump in. But you also get call team scheduling. So we're working on the Elite right now. I would definitely say Pro is where a lot of the value is, Mike. I mean, obviously we made the Lite version accessible for, anybody. But
right.
That was our biggest goal, to make it accessible to as large amount of people as possible. That's why we don't have call forwarding. You don't need another business line in order to get this. And if you jump in the beginning, then you don't have any overage fees at all. So it's a no-brainer, right, Mike?
Well, yeah. And if we look at the Pro version, that's like $7 a day, right? $7 a day. And again, if one job, right? Or what's actually the opportunity lost, right? What's it going to cost you not to have this in place? What's it going to cost to lose a call to the apartment complex, or lose the call for the roof job that you can charge $1,400, and now your competition gets it because you didn't respond quick enough? You didn't answer the phone, right? In my opinion, it's what's it cost you not to have something like this? That's just because it's so cheap. Even the Pro version for $200 a month, $199. Again, it's like $6, just to like 6 and change. Crazy.
Right. And to also miss out on all the admin work. That's another thing. How much time are you spending actually plugging in name, number, email, all these different things that are coming into your business?
That is huge. And what's crazy is like a lot of these big call centers, call services, answering services, whatever you want to call them, they will integrate with other, platforms, but they're going to charge you. And then you got to go and pay some other platform, however many, hundreds of dollars a month. And then you're paying for the call service. It's like they just keep pounding you over and over with these, it gets very expensive very quickly. And that's why we have done what we've done with the pricing, because we know what it's like. We understand what it's like to be new in business, to be, your first, second year, because we understand every penny counts, right? And we've been there, and every penny still does count. And so we're trying to make, like we said earlier, we want to make this affordable and attainable for absolutely everybody out there that sees the value in investing in their business and making their business that much better.
Absolutely. And so one of the biggest things was, like Mike said, we're so focused on giving you guys the most value for, the most bang for your buck, if you will. Because with Mike's call team, yes, he had a human answering, but they would put you on hold. They can't answer at all times of the day, as well as they would take longer. And Mike actually switched services because he had somebody recommend a different service. And what they would do is they would hold customers on the phone longer, because then it would increase the session time, and then they would charge overage fees. With us, that's not the case, because it just runs through the script and then it's done. Right, Mike?
Yeah. That was an amazing thing. So I'd been using one service, so I had one service that I've been using. I was recommended another service, a little bit bigger company, a little bit more refined, a little bit more polished, right? A little bit more corporate. And we went with them. And initially I thought that this was going to be a good deal. And this is also something that kind of validates who we are and what we do. These people, they were trying to get us to promote their product, right? They wanted to utilize our platforms to reach out to guys like you that are watching this, women like you that are watching this, and pawn their service. And before I do anything, I'm going to try it. I'm going to vet it, because I'm not going to recommend something that I don't personally use or I don't personally think is a good thing. And so with that being said, I signed up, I paid full price, and it was it was 2 or 3 times more expensive. But all of the things that they had told me, all of their sales pitches and features that I thought were going to be so great, I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I sign up. I'm paying 2 or 3 times as much as I was. The minutes that they were offering were less. The overages were significantly more expensive. But I wanted to give it a try, because I really wanted it to work. And I wanted it to work for multiple reasons. A, my own business. And we put it into use, and it wasn't any better. It wasn't any good. The operators were legitimately holding customers hostage on the phone, asking ridiculous things that had nothing to do with the services at hand. Like, these were 30-second, 40-second, 1-minute conversations at best, but they were dragging them out to 5 or 6 minutes. And that's excessive. Nobody has time for that, except the people that are charging you for overage. And it got so excessive. And I keep getting these email invoices with, $250 for an overage. And then 3 days later, $175. And then a couple days later, $460. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell is going on? And I called him and I was like, can somebody please explain? Well, yeah, you went over your limit and we are charging you for each additional minute. And I was like, okay, well, I don't need you to ask all of these questions. I mean, they were asking stuff. It was unbelievable.
What's in your fridge? What cable
Oh
provider?
my God, dude. It was crazy. And another one of our friends also tried it. And of course, he bounced as well. And at the end of the day, they were offering us a bunch of money to promote this stuff. And I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because it didn't work and they were screwing people over. And that's not what we wanted to do. And so then I went back to my old service, which was good, but it wasn't great. And I knew I was losing business as a result. Things were getting mixed up. Messages weren't getting delivered. Information wasn't getting tracked properly and relayed to me properly and correctly. And that cost me money. And when I start losing money, I start getting pissed off. And when I start getting pissed off, I look for better ways to do something. And that's when we came up with the Quote IQ virtual call team. And thus far, it hasn't pissed me off. So things are good.
Well, just give it enough time, Mike. I'm sure, something. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so basically you guys, there was a need in the marketplace. Pretty much with everything that we create, we see a need, we see how it could be fulfilled better, and we create the things needed to, serve that market. Because essentially, at the end of the day, just like with the stuff that we do with Quote IQ, there's people that are gouging you for the same features, just like we're doing with the call team. They're really trying to take advantage of you for what they're charging. So anyway, yeah, Mike.
No, for somebody, you and I both preach about understanding your value and charging accordingly. Yet when it comes to this particular thing, we know the value and we're undercharging. And
so here's the thing. We also preach in the beginning to be affordable, right? And to be priced the best. And that's our goal. We want to be priced the best in the beginning. guys, it's no secret. We continue to build. Me and Mike have evolved this thing over the past 2 years. Like, you wouldn't believe every single day is spent. How do we make it better? How do we make it better? How do we make it better? The price is only going to go up from here. We're not going to lie to you. I mean, we're never going to raise the price on premium. We're probably never going to raise the price on platinum. But like our ultimate tier, which has InstaQuote on it, customer self-scheduling, like, that feature is severely underpriced. So we had another question. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Nice. I didn't expect you guys coming up with this so fast. Mileage tracking, next maybe. Mileage tracking, route optimization. These are all things that we're going to be adding into the app. So as we add on more things, obviously the cost of it's going to come up a bit, but that doesn't change the fact that all the principles that we founded it on, and that is that we have, great prices for a lot of options, but you can also build your own software. Go ahead, Mike. Yeah, free.
We've got a free version. There are tens of thousands of users out there in every home service industry that are using Quote IQ for free, right? It is a free version. You send quotes, you send invoices, you can collect payments. There's all kinds of free resources in the app, and it's free, right? Please use it. Make yourself look better. The professionalism of just the estimates alone, right? That's gonna set you apart, and it's free, right? Why would you not utilize this in your business? Giving the customer something that looks clean, concise, professional, and then giving them the option to pay you online, right? It saves them time. People want to pay online. They don't want to write checks. They don't want to go to the ATM and get cash out, right? We've done the free version, and then Justin, you take it away, because I
don't know.
I'm fired up today.
First, guys. We really try to give as much as possible, but I talked to a guy earlier in the week. He's like, I'm trying to decide between Ultimate and Ultimate and Platinum, and I said, dude, go Ultimate. Ultimate's never going to be cheaper than it is right now. Like, literally, the features, customers. Okay, guys, I have to tell you about this magical moment. I never believed Mike. Right? Mike used to tell me, dude, people quote themselves on my website all the time. They schedule themselves on my website all the time. I don't do anything. The first time that I had someone quote themselves, accept the quote, and schedule the quote, and I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to text anybody. I didn't have to go and measure the property and send them. Like, obviously, I did that after the fact. It was the most beautiful moment ever. I was like doing random things, and people were quoting themselves, accepting it, and scheduling themselves on the calendar. It's the most magical thing ever. So it's like, for $129, you get that plus everything else that Quote IQ does. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And there's no setup fee. You can actually import all of the major components that you need, like the email and the text automation. You can get my actual templates, boom, in your account. You get the 28-point inspection, boom, all with multiple options for different service industries, right? Again, the value is what we're talking about, and the value is there, and it's not even debatable.
It's severely underpriced. We'll be honest with you guys. Miguel says, nice. If I ever get enough lead flow, I'll be using it for sure. Absolutely. Like I said, the biggest thing is, how many calls did you get in this month? You know what I mean? Do you know? If you don't know, then it's a metric that you should be monitoring, because guess what? Month over month, we want to monitor that metric and make sure that we're increasing our lead flow. Are you putting every single person that calls you into your CRM, even if you're only getting 4 people a month, whatever the case may be? Is every single one of those going into a software where you're able to send them emails and send them offers and follow up with them? Those are things you want to be looking out for. Fave 2 in the industry. Learned so much from you guys signing up for How to Wash In. Thank you. We appreciate it. How do you say his name, Mike? Is it Achille?
Achille. Yeah.
Achille. Okay, sweet. Guys, I'm currently just starting my pressure washing business. I've been knocking doors and passing out cards without seeing any success. Does anyone happen to have any pointers for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to talk through some pointers, Mike, for Whale here?
Yeah. The bottom line is, how many doors have you knocked on, right? How many flyers have you passed out? How many cards have you passed out? Probably a mere fraction of what you actually need to do to start seeing results, right? This is a very common thing in any business where you're just starting out. At the end of the day, there are several components that go into a successful business, right? But the most important is lead generation, getting eyeballs on your business, getting people to know who you are and what you do. And if you don't have a lot of business, if you don't have people that know who you are, then you're doing a bad job, right? You need to get better at letting people know who you are And there is a plethora of information out there. Both Justin, myself, Cody, and Aaron, we've all got phenomenal information on our channels about, customer acquisition, marketing, from everything from bandit signs to postcards to, Nextdoor and Facebook and Google, right? Do a deep dive and really invest in the education of yourself, and you will see results. But again, it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen with just, 100 door knocks or 2,000 flyers. It's going to take, 2,000 door knocks and 10,000 flyers or cards or whatever, right? It's a multi-pronged approach, right? When fishermen go out, professional commercial fishermen, they go out with these big ass boats and they drop their nets and they drag, right? And then at the end, they pull them all up and they've got all kinds of fish, right? Now, if that's you, that's great. You've got all those leads coming in. But if you're out there with a fishing rod like this, guess what? You're not going to catch but one or two at a time. Not even one at a time, but one or two per trip. So think about how you're going about your marketing. And I think that will help you. You got to take the shotgun approach. You're not a sniper, right? You need as many people to have your business on the top of their mind. You got to get in front of them. You got to be on the top of the mountain screaming every single day. This is my business. This is what we do. This is who I am. And I want you to call me, right? That's what you need to do.
That was beautiful. And I do want to add something to this. I think perception plays a big role. Okay. And I'm not saying that, you're not your outward appearance is reflective of your YouTube profile. But let's just take, for example, that this is a representation of who you are in your business, right? Your name is Whale and your picture is of a dog making a funny face. Okay. On the opposite end of that, you got Achille here who looks like a nice guy. He's well-dressed. He's smiling. He looks like somebody I want to do business with. So let's say that Achille comes to your house and gives you a business card versus a guy named Whale who looks like a funny dog. I mean, I'm just saying you need to be cognizant of what you're looking like, your presentation, and how you're talking to customers, right? Because the way you carry yourself is going to really dictate who's willing to give you the money. And when we're looking at the surface like pressure washing, what is people's biggest asset? It's their home. It's their car. And so for you to wash someone's biggest asset, the thing that's taking the most amount of money, it's their biggest, thing in their life and biggest investment, you're going to need to be trustworthy, and you're going to need to be somebody that, they feel comfortable with. So just keep that in mind with regards to your marketing as well. But
right.
Mike, anyway, any other things that we want to say? Screaming, baby. I don't know what that means, but I love it. I appreciate it, Todd. Am I yelling? Am I too loud?
No.
Okay.
I
Todd says,
probably
well
am.
done, gentlemen. Quote IQ evolution. I just want to say one other thing. I'm going to shout out this comment and then I'll say one other thing. Barry says, can't put a price on peace of mind, knowing your business is in good hands and being handled is growing 24 hours a day, even in your sleep. Absolutely. Cannot put a price on that. And that's a beautiful thing. The other thing is I want you guys to see what me and Mike are doing. It's a constant evolution. It's a constant getting better. It's a constant tweaking and figuring out what can we do? What other services can we add? And that is the difference between a business that's going to go big places and somebody who's just going to kind of stay off to the side. Wouldn't you say so, Mike?
Oh, 100%. Right. It's like Todd said, it's constant evolution, right? If you're not evolving, then you're dying and you're going to go away. And it goes with every aspect of, like life in general, but your business too. You always have to be looking for ways to improve and to get better. Yeah.
I would say that, and I would just say, I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Spot on, says Achille. Image matters. They need to connect with you, and you have a few seconds to do that when door knocking. I mean, when you come to somebody's door, what's their first reaction? What are you doing here? Like, please get away from me. I hate when people door knock me. But,
so yeah. I heard something that was really interesting today. I was listening to a podcast, and it was business podcast, because that's what I do, because I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to figure out ways to, make everything that I do better. And you do that through learning, surrounding yourself with people that know more than you, that are better than you, that have done things that you haven't done. And these are the people that you want to surround yourself with and learn from. But he was talking about like, business and getting business and figuring out the marketing side of things. And it was an interesting thing. He said, like, pretty much businesses are kind of like movies, right? And he said, like, take a movie, you see a trailer, right? If you're flipping through the channels or you're on YouTube and you see a trailer for a movie, are you going to immediately go and watch that movie? And probably you're not, right? But you're like, oh, okay, that looks pretty good. I might be interested in doing that. But you're not just going to run out because of one movie trailer. But then you're like, okay, that looks good. And maybe your buddy's like, oh, dude, did you see the new Godzilla movie? That trailer looked amazing. And another friend is like, oh, yeah, I saw it. It was freaking terrible, right? Guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to go and watch that movie now because of the perception. And so then he started to talk about, okay, a movie that absolutely crushed, that wasn't really predicted to crush, was Maverick with Tom Cruise, right? Probably everybody's seen the original Top Gun. So they start doing these trailers, these movie trailers, and it looks pretty good, right? Well, and then people go to the movie and they're like, oh my God, this was like the best movie ever. I haven't seen it, like great movie, action packed, like, old school, Tom Cruise movie, whatever. And so it's that word of mouth, right? The trailer was good. The word of mouth is good. And then then you make your decision. Okay, so do I want to go see this movie, right? Or do I want to hire this service? Do I want to buy this product? So then the next thing you go down to is what? The actual service, the movie, the product. In this case, it was Maverick. So, you decide, the trailer looked good. The word of mouth is good on it. I'm going to try it myself. So this is one of the most important things too. Now, the gentleman earlier said that he doesn't have a lot of business. Is your service good? Because if it's not, you can have a great trailer, great word of mouth, but then when other people come and they listen or they watch or they get your service and it's ass, guess what? It ain't gonna, that customer is never going to be yours again, right? They're going to talk bad now. And it's just a horrible cycle. So I think it's important to understand, that there are phases and steps into this business. And if you understand it kind of like that, it really is, it's levels. And you have to, have a good trailer, right? Get your name out there. People got to know how to find you. Then you got to get people to start talking about you, right? And then you have to perform, because if you don't perform, those aren't going to be our customers. And we need repeat business. We need recurring business in the home service business, specifically pressure washing, window cleaning, lawn care, right? We need that in order to be successful. So just something that I was listening to today and I thought I would pass it along. I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't hear anything you said, Mike, but thank you for saying it. I like this dude, Taylor. Every time we hop on here and we do a live, he says 7 G's because of Andrew's billboard. It costs 7 G's. And so he always says 7 G's. Anyway, anything else we want to talk about on this live? I know we talked a lot about, the new service that we're offering, but we're offering it because it's going to solve a lot of problems for a lot of people. And if you're using a call team, it's going to save you a lot of money. So that's, why we built it. And that's the whole philosophy here. So if you guys want to see people in business that are constantly evolving, constantly getting better, constantly rolling new things out, just watch me and Mike, because the show will go on. And I guarantee you this will not be the last launch that we do. This won't be the last thing that we improve. This won't be the last time that, we disrupt industries. And that's just what we do. And we're going to keep rolling through. So if you guys need an example, just watch us, follow our lead. We're going to take it over, baby. You know what I mean? Mike, anything else you want to add?
No, well said, Justin.
Aye, Captain. All right. If you guys made this far in the video, what's the word of the day, Mike?
Call team.
The word of the day is call team. If you made this far in the video, comment that down below. We appreciate you guys for hanging out. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I hate when we release these and they have like 14 likes on them. I'm like, we had all these people and nobody liked the video. Like the video for us, subscribe to the channel.
I think it's a function like on because we release this on Justin's channel. We release this on my channel and we release it on the Quote IQ channel. And like when I go and look at the likes, there's probably like 800 likes and Justin is saying there's only like 3 likes on his channel. So I think that says a lot about, what people think of the various channels. So
you're right. It's probably a personal issue. So if you guys could just hit thumbs up the video to make me feel better, that'd be awesome.
I'm going to go and do it for you right now, Justin.
Thanks, Mike. Okay. All right, you guys. Until next time, let's get that money, baby. Peace.